guys, here today in Seattle. Want to go ahead and try get some longboarding footage today. I'm going to go ahead and drive over to Gasworks, and then I'm going to drive to my favorite park in Seattle, which is Ravenna Park. I'm going to go ahead and get the ball rolling and head over to Gasworks, so I'm going to take you guys there. So let's go. Just got into the car, packed up my things, and I haven't been to Ravenna Park in a really long time. Let's go ahead and get that done. This is kind of my first time riding with this thing on. It's a little scary, not gonna lie, but I should be okay. Right? Oh my god, this is ridiculous. It's a lovely day out here. Hopefully I don't fall, that's the goal. But I'm just riding over to our first spot. It's wild. Okay, that was kind of fun. It was kind of nerve-wracking holding the action cam. Probably gonna go start riding over to Ravenna Park because I think it's like 6 a.m. right now. Try to get back before it gets too dark. So we're just gonna go ahead and go. All right, just mounted it onto my longboard. Not sure if it will hold. I'm gonna go slow and see if that works. I'm so happy I went slow. That shit just fell right off. Yeah, that is not a good solution at all. So I traveled like maybe not even that far. I want to say like 100 feet. There is just like no way I feel comfortable putting this thing on the longboard, but it's been nice being out here. I mean, the view that I'm looking at is kind of insane. You got all the sailboats out there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the journey off over to Ravenna Park and try to beat the sun. The sun's hanging pretty low right now. We're gonna go ahead and get packed up and start heading our way over. So I'm thinking this is pretty much the most stable way to get footage safely, supposedly. But right now we're just leaving Gasworks and we're headed over to UW, and it's a pretty long stretch, pretty short on time, so I'm just gonna cut it short. I'll see you guys at UW campus. Into this building. This building's man, doesn't that look like a fucking industrial prison to you? I mean, it's cool, they got a nice little diner, but the aesthetics is not the best. It's not really working out for. Right now, we are right next to 15th Avenue, and that's where I used to live. 2020 with the pandemic, I lived with 10 guys. It was really fun. Really enjoyed that period of my life. It's 8 o'clock now. We got about like an hour of sunlight. So we're just gonna go ahead and be quick about it because I do not want to ride at night because I am not prepared for it, did not bring the lights. Didn't expect to be here so long. But we're gonna go ahead and roll into it and go to my favorite spot in the world. So it's looking like the terrain is a little too sketch for me to go all the way in. So I think the goal is to stash it somewhere where no one can really see it and just walk to the spot because it's a real sketch. So let's do it. Okay, so since I didn't expect that my board couldn't make it and I want to go in, but I don't want to bring the board with me, what I ended up doing is hiding it. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it now, I hit it well, but when you move up, it's like right there. So, you know, I feel kind of irresponsible leaving $1,200 board behind, but that's honestly the sacrifice I'm gonna take because I really want to get to my spot. It's been like 2 years since I've been there. Oh man, it is a real big trip to be back here. Honestly, it's like really hard to just take it in. After like 2 years, I'm finally back here. It's so pretty out here. So many key moments in my life happened here. And this was my place of refuge. It was my place to start meditating and feeling one with nature. It's so pretty. Like there's a creek that runs underneath. There's this nice little walkway platform, and you got the big rock over there, of course. Honestly, now that I'm here, I know that it's worth it. And it feels weird talking in this space because I would come out here and just lay down right there in that corner by the rock for like hours. Oh, okay, maybe not hours, but it feels like hours. Really happy to be here in this spot. It's just so beautiful. I try to take you guys to come look. But it's been really nice to finally sit down and be at a place where I felt really peaceful. Even during the pandemic in 2020, like this was my refuge, like this was my place. So to be back here after all these years is such a blessing, really. Like it feels weird to even talk, like I just want to just sit here and listen to the water. So man, so happy to be here. It's crazy just being in the middle of the forest like this. I would sit here and just really try to collect my thoughts, really look deep within myself and try to be as insightful as possible and just try to analyze my thoughts and just let it go. And I feel like this is such a good place to do it because it's somewhere that's familiar, it's surrounded by nature, it has water, I have so many memories here. Oh my god, I can't even believe that I'm here and that I have neglected this place for so long. But now that I'm back and I'm sitting here in the very rock that I was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it all just comes back to me. It's a really bizarre feeling that's kind of hard to describe, but it's a good feeling and I wish I could share that with you guys. I remember coming here, I found this spot on my own, and at the time I was still like trying to date and trying to find other people. But what makes this place so significant is that when I found this little place in the middle of Ravenna Park, just pure exploration. I was like, hey, check it out, there's a park here. And I walked through and I was just stunned by the fact that this like resides in the middle of like a Seattle neighborhood, like a really big bustling city. And to find this really cool amount of nature and perfectly quiet too. I'm here pretty late and there's not really a lot of people around, so this is like a really good time to come, so I could really just kind of zone out and reclaim the memories that I've made here, and it feels really good. Anyways, back on the dating thing, I was exploring and I found this place and I knew that this is going to be in a really cool spot. And at the time I was still courting my first girlfriend, Hannah. Shout out, I don't know if you're gonna watch this, but I remember taking her here and feeling really, really nervous. I was like walking up to this section of the forest and I was like, man, like I'm about to do it pretty soon. Like I'm gonna make my first move and try to kiss her here. And I remember walking up to the spot with her and she just kind of looked up and was like, wow, like this is so cool. Or like she was just like taking in the view. And I remember feeling really nervous and anxious, but once I got here I was like, oh man, this is a special place. And yeah, this is it. It wasn't really on this rock. It was actually where the camera is right now. I just kind of like took her shoulders and turned her around, and I had my first kiss with her then. And that, to me, that was a really important thing because she was my first girlfriend and she's kind of like the one that got away, and that's okay. But at the time it felt really good and really perfect. And then that's when I knew like, okay, this is gonna be an important spot. And I could see myself coming back here for a really long time, because as you could tell from the beginning when I got here, I didn't even think about vlogging anymore. I just kind of was like, shit man, I'm here, and it feels really good. And another thing is like during the pandemic when it was really stressful and I was kind of struggling with a bunch of things. I was struggling with being sick at the time with COVID and being isolated and just needing to get out of my room. I remember coming here out at night and I would lay down where you guys are kind of standing right now, and I would just lay down, rest my head, like it's just a boardwalk, there's no cushioning. I just laid down and I just listened to the sound of the water. And the thing that got to me the most, which made this really peaceful for me, was there was like a small breeze that was going through, and it was strong enough that the trees above me were kind of swaying. And I swear when I was lying down there, I was lying down there for like 20 minutes and I felt that breeze just come and overwhelm the space, and I felt the trees shake. It felt like it was shaking with me, kind of like acknowledging that I was here. That's like really when my spirituality kind of awakened, when I felt like a greater force was actually having a relationship with me or having some sort of communication with me or acknowledging that presence. But once I felt that presence, I felt the strongest here, and it really did help me out in that times of struggle. This was my place of refuge, and I really want to do this place justice. I really want to come back and have a photography kind of session and really try to capture the beauty and all the beautiful sights that you can capture here and kind of bring it with you guys. So getting kind of late, probably a really good time for me to get out of here. I'm gonna go back and try to find my board and probably get something to eat on the way back. Thanks for joining me in this little spot, and I'll come back for sure. Now that I've been here, I know I'm coming back. It's only an hour drive away, but honestly it's worth it, and want to do a photo series because like just now there was just a breeze and I just chills were down my back. Well, anyways, I think it's time for me to get home, try to hit the streets when there's a little bit of light out, and get home safe. So probably see you guys at Burger Hut, try to get some food there, and then peace out. Peace. I was freaking out a little bit, not gonna lie, because it was so dark, and I hidden my board so well that I kind of lost track of it, but I found it right over here. So my anxiety is kind of gone. Gonna go ahead and ride down the Ave, get some food, and go home. Peace.